Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Holly Danneman, and I have the privilege of serving as the Associate Dean of the University of Kentucky College of Medicine's Northern Kentucky campus. And I am also a proud UK College of Medicine alum from the class of 2000 and also a St. Elizabeth physician. It is both an honor and a joy to welcome you to this year's White Coat ceremony, a celebration that marks the official start of our students' journey into the profession of medicine. To our first-year medical students, today is your moment. To the family, friends, mentors, and loved ones who have supported them along the way, thank you for the role you've played in helping them arrive at this threshold. We know it takes a village. And to our partners, faculty, and distinguished guests, we are so glad you're here to celebrate with us. We are especially grateful to welcome several members of our leadership team from across the College of Medicine. Some of them will be introduced more formally when they take the podium, but I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few of our esteemed colleagues joining us in the audience today. Dr. Stephanie White, our Senior Associate Dean for Medical Student Education. Dr. Rebecca Todd, our Associate Dean for our RPLP Moorhead Regional Campus. Dr. Chris Lakes, our Associate Dean for Student Affairs. I'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Rob Ziegler from the R.C. Durr Foundation, whose generous support alongside that of our benefactors joining us today, other benefactors joining us today, have provided invaluable scholarship opportunities for our Northern Kentucky students. And also Senator Chris McDaniel, who represents Kentucky's 23rd District and is a dedicated advocate for fiscal responsibility in advancing opportunities for Northern Kentucky. He played a pivotal role in securing state funding for the new UK College of Medicine Northern Kentucky facility that is projected to open in the fall of 2028. Thank you for being here and for the leadership and support you provide to our students and to our collective mission. The White Coat ceremony is a time-honored tradition in medical education that began in 1993. It serves as a powerful symbol of the transition from pre-medical study to the formal study of medicine. Today, as these future physicians don their white coats for the very first time, they take on not just a new uniform, but a new identity, one that comes with the promise of compassion, integrity, and service. We are deeply thankful for our medical alumni community who make this moment possible year after year. Each coat has been gifted through their generosity, led by the distinguished 1974 alumnus, Dr. J.K. Phillips, and his wife, Mrs. K. Phillips of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Their commitment to paying it forward continues to inspire us all. We are honored to have representatives from our clinical and academic partners joining us today as well. Of course, none of this would be possible without the strong foundation of support that we receive from our community. Both St. Elizabeth Healthcare and Northern Kentucky University have played a pivotal role in helping us grow and thrive as a campus. We are proud to partner with these outstanding institutions and grateful for their unwavering dedication to our students and our shared vision for the future of medicine. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Ann Beers, who represents our valued clinical partner, St. Elizabeth. Dr. Beers is a board-certified endocrinologist with over 20 years of clinical experience and serves as Chief Medical Officer of St. Elizabeth Physicians. A graduate of the UK College of Medicine, proud class of 2000, like me, she remains actively involved with UK College of Medicine Northern Kentucky's campus through committee service and student interviews. Recognized as one of Cincinnati Magazine's top doctors, Dr. Beers is also a dedicated community advocate, serving on the board of the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Cincinnati. She lives in Walton with her husband and 3 daughters. Welcome, Dr. Beers.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to say that St. Elizabeth is grateful for our partnership with the University of Kentucky and NKU. And we're really fortunate to be able to support our community's healthcare needs, in part by contributing to medical education. One of our goals has been to increase the number of well-trained physicians joining our medical community, and this partnership has allowed us to accomplish this goal. The tradition of medicine includes participation in training the next generation of physicians, and our clinicians at St. Elizabeth are committed to supporting you through your clinical years. We are excited to share your clinical years and hope you find inspiration around every corner at St. Elizabeth. I will end with a quote by Sir William Osler. Often described as the father of modern medicine, Osler's greatest influence on medicine was to insist that students learn from seeing and talking to patients. And for this reason, he established the first medical residency. Osler said, "The good physician treats the disease. The great physician treats the patient who has the disease." I look forward to watching all of you develop into great physicians. Welcome to the profession of medicine.
Thank you, Dr. Beers. It is now my pleasure to introduce NKU's provost, Dr. Diana McGill. Dr. McGill began her journey at Northern Kentucky University as an undergraduate student, earning both a Bachelor of Science in Biology and a Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry. She went on to receive her PhD in biochemistry from Harvard University, followed by a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine. She returned to NKU in 1993 as a faculty member in the Department of Chemistry and has remained a dedicated leader ever since. Dr. McGill served as department chair from 2003 to 2012, then as interim dean and then dean of the College of Arts and Sciences until she was appointed NKU's provost and executive vice president for academic and student affairs. Please join me in welcoming Dr. McGill.
Good afternoon and welcome to our house. Happy to see all of you here today. And as a proud alum of this institution, I can't tell you how happy I am to represent both NKU and UK in the partnership and what it means for this region. I grew up in this region, my family is still in this region, and I'm thrilled to see that some of you will be physicians helping our family. So that makes me very proud and very happy. And I want to spend just a moment now to talk to the students. So you're already all accomplished. You all have at least an undergraduate degree in a very difficult pathway. Some of you have graduate degrees or advanced degrees. Some of you have had careers after you went to college and coming back to medical school. You're highly accomplished. You are a select group of individuals. So I want you to think a moment, why are you so nervous then, right? Because this day is like, why am I so nervous about medical school starting? Of course you are. It's a new adventure. Of course you're going to be nervous. It's something unexpected. But I do want to tell you, you don't need to be nervous. You belong here. You were selected to be here. You're highly achieved, and your faculty will be helping you through this journey. So don't be nervous. I understand you are, but you belong here. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McGill. It is now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Chipper Griffith, who is the Dean of UK College of Medicine. Dr. Griffith hails from Gadsden, Alabama, a small industrial town in northeast Alabama between Birmingham and Chattanooga, Tennessee. An injury during his undergraduate years at Vanderbilt ended his dreams of becoming a professional baseball player, so he decided he might try this medical school thing instead. After graduating from the Vanderbilt University School of Medicine, Dr. Griffith officially joined the UK team as a resident of internal medicine and pediatrics in 1988. After a 2-year academic general internal medicine fellowship, he joined the faculty in the Division of General Internal Medicine. Over the next 15 years, he was the Internal Medicine Clerkship Director and received the Clinical Golden Apple Award all 15 years. That's quite an accomplishment. Additionally, he received many regional and national awards, including the prestigious AAMC Alpha Omega Alpha Robert J. Glazer Distinguished Teacher Award from the Association of American Medical Colleges in 2004. He has served in many leadership roles, most recently as our Vice Dean for Education, where he worked to grow our educational programs, including graduate programs, and to implement the regional campus expansion here and in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And in 2023, he was named Dean of the University of Kentucky College of Medicine after serving as acting dean since 2021. I will now turn it over to you, Dr. Griffith.
So thank you, Dr. Danneman. And this is one of the great days in the life of the journey in the medical school. It's a wonderful day indeed. I'm glad to see so many family, friends, and loved ones here. This journey would not have been possible without you all. We talked about this earlier this week. None of you did this alone. You've got great powers, as Provost McGill said, but it takes all of us working together to create a physician. And we're all here to help you. We're all here to make sure you succeed. And we want each one of you to see this world needs more physicians, as Dr. Beers said, and you all have hearken to that calling to be a physician for this physician poor world. So that's a wonderful calling to hearken to. The one thing I wanted to say is these students came from lots of different pathways, as Provost McGill just said. Y'all came from lots of different pathways. Some of y'all had careers before this. Some of y'all went straight through from high school to college, and here you are. But there's one thing that you all have in common, and that is you all at some point in your life had this dream of being a physician. Each and every one of you had this dream. If you stay true to the dream comes true. And this is an important part of this pathway to this dream. This is the day we're welcoming you to the medical school. Less than 4 years from now, you'll be graduating, and that dream will come true here. So this is an important milestone and one that I really enjoy celebrating. We're going to welcome you to the College of Medicine with the donning of the white coat. So I wanted to start off a little bit different. I wanted to talk about a movie about dreams. Movie called Field of Dreams. Now, Field of Dreams is a movie from the 80s. Folks out there in the audience have seen it. This is before many of you were born. If you haven't seen it, you got this weekend before classes start. and stream it by a rent or whatever. It is a wonderful movie. Now, it sounds kind of hokey, the premise of Field of Dreams, but it is a magical movie. It's a movie about what's important in this world. It's about the abundance of life. It's about community. It's about family. It's amazing. But the premise does sound kind of hokey. So bear with the first 30 minutes. I'll try not to have too many spoilers here. But the premise is Kevin Costner plays this farmer in Iowa. And at some point he starts hearing these voices and it says, if you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come. And at some point he comes to realize that what he's supposed to build is a life-size baseball stadium. Dr. Danneman mentioned baseball background, so it touches me. Life-size baseball stadium in the middle of a cornfield in Iowa. So he starts tearing down all of his cornfields and building this with lights and everything like that. And his family and the community think this is crazy. This is a sustenance farmer. This is the family fortune he's spending on this dream. But he's going to do it, and he builds it, life-size baseball stadium. And then what they find out, though, this is a magical field. And what happens is Kevin Costner and his family every night can watch from the stadium there. They can watch Major League Baseball players that passed away 70, 80 years earlier. They come out of the cornfield, and they're playing again. They're living again on this field of dreams. And it's wonderful. Kevin Costner and the family can watch them play, and they live again on the field of dreams. At some point, though, Kevin Costner comes to learn that living people can enter the field of dreams. If their dream was playing baseball when they're young, they can go to the field of dreams and play, and they're restored to their younger self. There's one catch, though. If you're a living person and you go across the baseline to the field of dreams, you're transformed to your younger self. You can play, but once you leave it, you're back to your older self, and you can't go back again. It's a one-time shot. So there's this doctor in town there in this little town in Iowa. His name is Archibald Graham, Moonlight Graham, played by Burt Lancaster in all of his glory. And he's the town family physician. He's the one I hope many of y'all aspire to be. He's raised a generation of people from cradle to grave. He is the town institution. He's the town doctor. And he's had a wonderful, fulfilling life. But he had this dream when he was young of playing Major League Baseball. And he almost achieved it. He played minor league baseball. And then actually the last day of the season, he was called up And he actually did play out in the field one inning in Major League Baseball, but he really wanted to bat against a Major League pitcher. And in the bottom of the inning, 3 outs were made. He didn't get to bat, and the season was over. World War I started. He felt the calling to serve his country, so he did that. After World War I was over, he said, you know what? I need to put aside this dream of being a baseball player and focus on the real work, the real calling of being a doctor. So he was, and it was a fulfilling life, all of his life there. But he still had in the back of his mind this dream he could be a baseball player. And so Kevin Costner says, hey, Doc, good news. You can do this on the Field of Dreams. So Doc Graham believes him, and they all show up there, Kevin Costner and his family there, and Doc Graham's there. And all of a sudden he crosses first base line, and he's transformed into his younger self in a baseball uniform. And there he is out there with all these baseball players in the Field of Dreams, playing, warming up, taking grounders, taking fly balls. They're about to start the game. They're all playing there. And finally, he's about to come to bat. There he is, about ready to come to bat, about to achieve his dream of being a Major League Baseball player. And then he looks over, and in the stands there, Kevin Costner's young daughter, about 8 years old, she's falling over. She's lying on the ground. She is seizing. She is turning blue. She is dying. About to achieve his dream. No hesitation. He starts running, crosses the baseline, transforms into his older self, saves the child. She was choking on a hot dog. Kevin Costner says, Doc, thank you so much for saving my child's life. Thank you. But this is tragic, Doc. You were 5 minutes from achieving your dream. Doc Graham says, no, son, the tragedy would have been if I was only a doctor for 5 minutes. You all have hearkened a most noble calling to serve your fellow human beings, being physicians. We talked about this earlier this week. You are here to serve the suffering, be worthy to serve the suffering. That's what I charged each and every one of you there. And that calling, there's no finer calling in this life. And again, I'm so proud of you all for accepting that calling. And get excited about med school. Yeah, of course, you're a little bit nervous, and you're going to have times where you're nervous, and rely on each other, rely on your team here. We all want you to succeed. But just think about some of the things that are going to happen. Even the very first weeks of medical school, we're going to teach you how to do normal physical exams. We're going to teach you how to do normal interviews. You can do interviewing patients. We're going to teach you how to read chest x-rays and CT scans first weeks of medical school. We didn't do that back in the day. It was all science and then clinical later. We integrate that now. But in the sciences, the foundational sciences, sometimes those can seem like a slog a little bit, but they're crucial. Those are the foundational sciences which are important to being a physician. The difference in physician training from other healthcare providers is this grounding in foundational sciences. You know, to make a diagnosis of a sinus infection, you don't need 4 years of medical school. But sometimes those patterns, like a sinus infection pattern, break down, and you all will have the strong pathophysiologic knowledge to make the hard diagnosis others can't make. That's the training in that. But then when you come to the clinical years, those are magical years indeed. You're going to love those. And all of you are going to do rotations in third year that are all the same. In fourth year, you'll differentiate to the specialty you want to do. But every physician needs to have certain core rotations. So you're all going to experience these things. You're going to all do internal medicine. Internal medicine are like the detectives of medicine, making all these complex, hard diagnoses. You're all going to do neurology rotations. And that's where you're taking care of the wonders of the human mind and the complex disorders that come from that. You're all going to do family medicine. And that's a specialty that's ethos, is that healing and well-being happens in the context of community and family. You're all going to do psychiatry, and that's a specialty of listening, and that's where listening is where healing is. You're all going to do surgery. You're going to see the wonders of the human body laid open in front of you. You're all going to do pediatrics and have the privilege of participating in the care of children. You're all going to do OBGYN, and you're going to participate in bringing a new life into this world. It is an amazing time you're going to go through. This is times you're never going to forget, and realize you're going to make a difference. You're going to learn so much. You're going to be transformed into a doctor. No tragedies here. And you're never going to forget these 4 years. It's going to be some of the most memorable years of your life, in your doctor life. You're going to meet patients that you're going to remember forever. I was going to tell you about one that I remember forever. This is when I was a third-year medical student. His name was Jimmy. And Jimmy was about my age. He was in his mid-20s. And you sort of remember that because that's a young person. And I was on the internal medicine rotation in the hospital. So he was in the hospital. He had a condition called endocarditis. You're going to learn about endocarditis during med school. Endocarditis is an infection of the heart valves. The most common cause of endocarditis is from an infection from Staph aureus, a bacteria y'all have heard about. Staph aureus lives on your skin. The most common reason people get endocarditis now is from IV drug use. And so that's what Jimmy had done. And so if you can imagine Staph aureus is on your skin, you put a needle into it, get Staph aureus on the needle, take it out, put a dirty needle back in, inject it, you're going to inject a bunch of Staph aureus into your blood. And that can circulate in the blood, and it can lodge onto the heart valves, and it builds up more and more of the staph, and it destroys the heart valves. It's a life-threatening condition. Those Staph aureus can go lots of places and go up into the brain and cause strokes. It can go to the liver. He was bright yellow. He was jaundiced because his liver was being showered with Staph aureus, and he was in liver failure too. But I saw Jimmy every morning. I was the student in charge of his care along with the attendings there. You all do this. So my task was every morning, come in, see him in the morning, see how he'd done the night before, and do a physical exam and be ready to present him to the team as the team rounded in the morning. As a student, I had time to go see him later in the morning, saw him in the afternoon, usually saw him before I went home at night. I see him several times a day. Endocarditis is hard to treat. It takes about 6 weeks of IV antibiotics to clear that. It's really hard to clear. Once it's clumped onto the valves, it doesn't go away easily. So he was going to be in the hospital for weeks and weeks and weeks. The ultimate treatment is surgery. You need to fix that heart valve, make it normal again, but you can't do the surgery until the bacteria goes away, right? Because if you do an operation when bacteria is in the blood, the valves can get infected. So every day we're hoping that the bacteria will go away. We check his fever. And one thing I was assigned to do was to draw blood cultures on him every day, draw blood to see if the staph was still there. So I saw him every day, and he was just a joy. I'll never forget him. I could see the golden person behind the life that he lived. He'd had a ravaged life, a sad life, but you could see the golden person he was. He was a charmer. He was a great personality. He was friendly. He was intelligent. He was so appreciative. I would see him several times a day. IV drug abusers know how to put needles into veins. He taught me how to draw blood. He was really, really good. So I'll never forget Jimmy. One morning I came into round and he was gone. In the night, his valve had ruptured. He died and he passed. That was my first death of a patient. Every single one of you all are going to have patients that you will not forget. And you bring the patient care a lot. Don't forget that, like I said. I hope I brought something to Jimmy's life. I would come, in the whole time he was there, he was never visited by anyone. I assume the IV drug abuse and all that resulted in estrangement. There was no family that was going to see him. He's been dead for decades. Does anybody remember him? I do. He was treated with dignity, respect as a human being. And that's what you're going to do for all your patients, despite all the background things that happen in their lives. That's what you do as doctors. He taught me a lot, though, of course. I learned all about endocarditis. I learned how to draw blood. I learned what it's like to have someone die that you're caring for. I learned how you go on to the next patient as well, though, even with that grief. So you're going to learn so much from your patients. So relish this time. It is a wonderful time in your education there. So I want to leave you just one last thing. In this day, we're welcoming you to the profession with the donning of the white coat. When do you stop being a doctor? You're about to become doctors in a very short period of time. When do you stop being a doctor? Well, I'll tell you the story of the best doctor I know, and that's my father. My father is a pediatrician, as Dr. Danneman mentioned, small town in Alabama. He was a pediatrician for decades and decades and decades in his small hometown, raised a generation of children there. He's the best doctor I've ever seen. And I used to kind of shadow him sometimes and go to his clinic there. And he would see 60 or 70 patients a day. It sounds like way too many, but he felt like the need was there. He would go all hours, at weekends, whatever. He had to take care of these children. But he was also really efficient. It's the reason he could see so many. He never had to look at a chart, which is astonishing. He just walk in and start seeing the patients. And children change, but he still would remember every single one of them to this day. He would also, the smaller children, he'd walk in there and he'd pick them up in his arms. He'd examine them while he's talking to the parents. And so they were in and out in 10 minutes because he's done the exam and while he's talking to them. So it may sound short, 10 minutes, but it's 10 minutes in the arms of my father. So best doctor I've ever seen. Unfortunately, he had to stop practicing some years ago. He got peripheral neuropathy. You'll learn about that in medical school. That's where the kind of the nerves of the feet and hands start losing sensation. It's very painful. The medicine he had to take for that clouded his judgment as far as thinking at night, and he couldn't take call, and he had to take call in his practice, so he had to retire. But retirement from my dad meant he did all these free clinics all across all across that town there. And he also started doing medical missions everywhere. So he'd go to medical missions several times a year all over the world there. And I had the great fortune of following him a few times. I went to Tanzania a bunch of times. I went to Belarus a bunch of times. One time that I'll never forget, though, we were in the airplane about to leave Tanzania, and I heard a voice in the airplane that I've heard many times. Is there a doctor on the plane? And I travel a lot in my job, and so I've been called 20, 25 times probably. The answer is always, here I am. So doctor on the plane, so I run down the aisle there and see what's going on there. And this one, most of the time, it's not that serious. Somebody's lightheaded or they fainted. Sometimes it's a little more serious, somebody that has seized, but now they stopped seizing and they're stable now. This one was worse than usual. This was a man who was just sweating all over. And he looked like he felt terrible. He couldn't even think. He couldn't articulate. Through a translator, we learned he had diabetes. And as you all will learn in medical school, this could be the presentation of hypoglycemia, low blood sugar. Sometimes when your blood sugars are really low, you start sweating all over, you feel confused. Just give him some orange juice to be better. That's one possibility. Other things, though, as you all will learn, is some folks with diabetes, they lose some of the sensation. They don't feel pain like people without diabetes. And you can have a heart attack and not feel pain. So the manifestation of a heart attack could be sweating all over and confusion. He could be having a heart attack in front of me. It could be low blood glucose. I couldn't tell the difference. We watched him a little bit. Finally said, sir, we need to have you go to the hospital. And he did. I heard he did fine. So as I was seeing that person going down the aisle there, who was looking over my shoulder? My wingman. My father. You may say, your father is a pediatrician. He doesn't take care of adults. Your father's retired. He's no longer a doctor. No. My father has been and always will be a doctor. Being a doctor is a lifetime calling to take your great powers for the service of your fellow human beings. Always. So again, my admiration for you accepting this calling, embrace that calling, and I look forward to the next steps here, and I will look forward to today welcoming you to this profession with the bestowing of the white coat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Griffith, for your wisdom, your leadership, and unwavering commitment to our mission. As we collectively educate and support our growing community of more than 800 medical students across our 4 campuses. And now it is with great pride that we prepare to introduce the University of Kentucky College of Medicine Northern Kentucky Campus class of 2029. Each student will be called forward to receive 2 deeply symbolic items, their white coat and a humanism pin. While simple in appearance, these are far more than ceremonial tokens. Together, they mark a pivotal transformation, a crossing of a threshold, if you will, from student to student doctor. The white coat is not only a symbol of the medical profession, it is a promise to uphold the values of integrity, humility, and service, a promise to center the patient in every one of your decisions, and a promise to recognize that medicine is not only a science, but a profoundly human endeavor. The humanism pin, placed close to your heart, is a daily reminder that knowledge must always be guided by compassion. Wearing the white coat calls on our students to honor the trust placed in them, to respect the colleagues and the many professionals who share in the care of patients, to become lifelong learners, and perhaps, most importantly, to care for oneself. Because to offer your best to others, you must also care for yourself. Physicians are not invincible. Physicians are human, and there is strength in recognizing our shared humanity. In this moment, we honor not just who our students are today, but the physicians they are becoming. As I call each student forward, I will share a piece of their proudest accomplishments, personal reflections that they've shared with us that give a glimpse into the heart and the journey of the class of 2029. Each will be welcomed into the medical community by a University of Kentucky College of Medicine assistant dean or faculty advisor. And I ask you to hold your applause until all students have received their white coats and the class of 2029 is presented. I'm going to ask Dean Griffith to come to the stage. And coding the following students is Dr. Abigail Tissot, Assistant Dean for Students at our Northern Kentucky campus. Dr. Tissot earned her doctorate in behavioral medicine from Kent State University, followed by advanced clinical training at the Children's Hospital of Michigan and a fellowship in adolescent medicine at Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center. She has provided hospital-based specialty care for over 16 years and has spent the past decade dedicated to medical education. Throughout her career, Dr. Tissot has trained countless medical students, residents, and junior faculty in the principles of interdisciplinary care. In addition to her role as our assistant dean, she serves as site director for our Introduction to Clinical Medicine course and our Behavioral Basis of Medicine course. And she oversees our Northern Kentucky admissions processes and student affairs programming. Manny Aguirre. Manny earned a Bachelor in Biological Sciences and minored in chemistry at Northern Kentucky University. He enters medicine with a mission to be the kind of doctor he once needed, one who listens, understands, and fights for better care for all. Growing up in an underserved community and being a first-gen student shaped his deep empathy and commitment to equity in healthcare. When he's not studying or working, Manny enjoys spending time with family and friends and watching Formula One. Carter Alfeld. Carter is a graduate of the University of Kentucky, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Biology with a minor in neuroscience. During his time at UK, Carter was a student program coordinator for supplemental instruction and conducted retinal research in the Fomolsky Lab. Kendra Baker. Kendra earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and a minor in Biology from Northern Kentucky University. During her time at NKU, Kendra served as the president of the Health Professions Club on campus, was a teaching assistant in biochemistry and organic chemistry, and participated in organic chemistry research. Amber Board. Amber graduated from Northern Kentucky University with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology with minors in chemistry and neuroscience. During her time at NKU, Amber served as recruitment chair of her sorority and was a member of Beta 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 Biological Honor Society. She has been a dancer for 16 years and enjoys reading and spending time outside in her free time. Thank you, Dr. Tissot. Coding the following students is Dr. Ken Bazidlo. Dr. Bazidlo serves as a house advisor here at the Northern Kentucky campus and is also a dedicated preceptor for our 3rd and 4th year students during their family medicine rotations. He earned both his undergraduate degree in public health and his medical degree from St. Louis University. He went on to complete his family medicine residency at UPMC Williamsport in Pennsylvania. Clinically, Dr. Bazidlo is a core faculty member with the St. Elizabeth Family Medicine Residency, where he plays an integral role in training the next generation of family physicians. Will Bosley. Will earned a Bachelor of Science in Pre-Medicine from the University of Dayton. While there, he volunteered as an EMT on campus and served as Equipment and Maintenance Officer for UD EMS. He was also a member of UD Miracle, a student organization that raises funds for Dayton Children's Hospital, and had the opportunity to study abroad in Ghana on a mission trip focused on community outreach and service. Catherine Branch. Catherine graduated from Northern Kentucky University, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience with a minor in chemistry. While pursuing her degree, she was involved in the Honors College and held leadership roles in her sorority, serving as both Sisterhood Chair and the Director of Health and Wellness. In addition to her academic and extracurricular commitments, Catherine participated in undergraduate research and worked as an inpatient pharmacy technician. Asher Broughton. Asher is a graduate of Asbury University, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts in Biology with a minor in chemistry. During his undergraduate studies, Asher completed a research internship with the Department of Homeland Security. He also notes that he recently got married this past July. Jared Brown. Jared is a graduate of the University of Cincinnati, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. He has worked in clinical research for over 2 years with a recent focus on cardiovascular studies. In his free time, he enjoys traveling, staying active, and spending time with his dogs. Samuel Burek. Samuel is a graduate of Xavier University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences. During his time at Xavier, he gained experience as a certified nursing assistant in a senior living facility and a patient care assistant at the Christ Hospital of Cincinnati. Additionally, Samuel participated in cancer research and served as an English second language student mentor. Thank you, Dr. Basidlo. Coding the following students is Dr. Anna Thaman, who serves as a house advisor and an ECM preceptor on our Northern Kentucky campus. Dr. Thaman graduated from the University of Louisville School of Medicine in 2017 before completing her child neurology residency at U of L Norton Children's Hospital. She now practices as a child neurologist at the University of Kentucky and is the co-founder of the Neonatal Neurology Multidisciplinary Follow-Up Clinic. There, she cares for infants and toddlers after perinatal brain injury in conjunction with neonatologists, physical medicine rehab doctors, and therapists. In addition to neonatal neurology, Dr. Thaman is interested in improving communication with families regarding complex neurologic diagnoses in medical education. Natalie Creech. Natalie graduated from Northern Kentucky University with a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and a minor in biology. Natalie completed a study abroad in Seoul, South Korea, participated in biochemistry research, and served as pre-medical chair and vice president of the Health Professions Club. In her free time, she enjoys reading, Pilates, and yoga. Logan Cummings. Logan is a graduate of Wright State University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and a Master's in Anatomy. He conducted research with the Air Force Research Laboratory, focusing on keratin fibers and microbial interactions. Logan is passionate about improving healthcare access in rural communities like the one where he grew up, and he would like to thank everyone who has supported him along his journey, especially his mother and his mentor, Dr. Victor Roman. Caroline Eichhorn. Caroline is a graduate of Clemson University with a bachelor's degree in biological sciences and a minor in psychology. During her time at Clemson, Caroline studied abroad in Florence, Italy, meeting new friends from all over the world, and has loved volunteering at free clinics at Clemson as well as in the tri-state. She recently completed her gap year at Medical University of South Carolina as a scribe in the OB-GYN department and started the scribe program for maternal fetal medicine. Caroline enjoys cooking, reading, watching football, traveling, and spending time with her friends. Victoria Ellis. Victoria graduated from the University of Kentucky with a Bachelor of Science in Biology. She spent 3 years involved in POTS research using mobile health technology. She aspires to become a pediatrician with plans to subspecialize to help children facing complex medical challenges. In her free time, she enjoys art, spending time with her dog Lila, and being with friends and family. Melissa Ng. Melissa is a graduate of Ohio State University, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in neuroscience, Bachelor of Arts in biochemistry, and a Master of Science degree in translational pharmacology. She taught at Ohio State as an instructor within the College of Pharmacy and enjoys playing piano for hospice patients and doing acrobatic performances with her husband. Thank you, Dr. Thaman. Coding the following students is Dr. Riley Cutler. Dr. Cutler graduated from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine in 2021 and completed her emergency medicine residency at the University of Kentucky. Originally from Dayton, Ohio, she now practices in various occupational medicine clinics across the Northern Kentucky and greater tri-state area. Dr. Cutler is dedicated to guiding students as a house advisor and a preceptor of the M1 Introduction to Clinical Medicine and M2 Advanced Clinical Medicine courses, exposing students to the joys of medicine and the diverse opportunities for service beyond clinical practice. Alexis Gilliard. Alexis earned a Bachelor of Science in Biology with a certificate in Gender and Women's Studies from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and a Master of Science in Medical Sciences from the University of Kentucky. Alexis served as co-chair of her undergrad scholarship class, was an undergraduate research assistant in the UW-Madison Department of Neurosurgery, and has enjoyed volunteering with local organizations during her gap years in Lexington, Kentucky, such as Junior Achievement of the Bluegrass and Step by Step. Nadia Gill. Nadia is a graduate of Loyola University, Chicago, where she earned a bachelor's degree in exercise science. During her time at Loyola, Nadia also spent time studying abroad in Paris, France, where she studied French language and literature. Following graduation, she spent a year working in early childhood physical therapy research at Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. This past summer, Nadia took some time off to spend with her family summiting Mount Kilimanjaro. Some other hobbies she enjoys includes practicing yoga and reading. Nora Habib. Nora earned a Bachelor of Science in Biology with a minor in pathogenesis at the University of Florida. During college, Nora established a 501c3 nonprofit charity known as Miles for Love Corp. And began a pediatric volunteer organization. After graduating, she spent a year working as a medical scribe in the emergency department. Nora enjoys spending her time cooking, journaling, and practicing Pilates. Kylie Jeremiah. Kylie is a graduate of the University of Cincinnati with a Bachelor of Science degree in Medical Sciences. While at UC, she led a capstone with the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Cincinnati, conducted research at Cincinnati Children's, and served as vice president of the Integrative Health and Wellness Club. She loves thrifting, trying new food spots, and spending time hiking outdoors. Olivia Johnson. Olivia graduated from Northern Kentucky University with a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and a minor in Biology. During her time at NKU, she was involved with organic chemistry research and served as president for the Health Professions Club. Olivia was married this past November, has worked as a dermatology medical assistant since graduating from NKU, and enjoys spending her free time with her goofy golden retriever. Thank you, Dr. Cutler. Coding the following students is Dr. Jason Andrew Murray, an emergency medicine physician who serves as a clinical coach in our M3 Entrustment in Clinical Medicine course, as well as a faculty advisor for our campus. Dr. Murray received his medical degree from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine and then completed his emergency medicine training at the University of Michigan. He returned to Greater Cincinnati in 2015, taking on a broad array of leadership roles in our local medical community, where he serves as medical director for multiple emergency medical service agencies, the Northern Kentucky Health Department, the Boone County Jail, and our local water rescue service. Warren Neighborhouse. Warren graduated from the University of Kentucky in 2023 with a bachelor's degree in neuroscience. At UK, he served on a medical brigade to Honduras, worked in the Center for Advanced Translational Stroke Science, and sang in the UK Men's Chorus. Since graduating, he has married the love of his life and enjoyed being an EMT for Paris Fire EMS and a nurse aide at St. Joseph East Hospital. Abby Nemish. Abby is a graduate of Mount Vernon Nazarene University, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Biology and a chemistry minor. Abby loves Jesus, was a varsity collegiate volleyball player at MVNU, and loves coaching young athletes in her free time at Ohio Premier Volleyball Club. One of her favorite parts of undergrad was participating in biochemistry research with her best friends and her favorite professor. Ahmet Uzair. Ahmet graduated from the University of Cincinnati with a bachelor's degree in health sciences and a minor in medical sciences. During his time at UC, he served as a supplemental instructor where he sought to foster a passion for learning in his fellow students. Outside the classroom, Ahmet enjoys exploring nature and hiking in search of huggable trees. Sydney Raymer. Sydney is a graduate of Georgetown College, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in biochemistry. She also studied psychology at the University of Oxford. During her time at Georgetown, Sydney served as president of the Health Scholars Program and was a dedicated member of the volleyball team for 3 years. Outside of her academic pursuits, she finds enjoyment in spending time with her family and helping on her father's farm. Thank you, Dr. Murray. Coding the following students is Dr. Jeremy Hart, who serves as the site director for our M1 Hematology and Lymphatics course, as well as serving as a faculty advisor. Dr. Hart graduated from UK College of Medicine and then completed an anatomic and clinical pathology residency at UK, followed by a hematopathology fellowship at Vanderbilt University. Beginning in 2015, he spent 3 years on the faculty of UK College of Medicine's Lexington campus and has spent the last 7 years with St. Elizabeth Healthcare, overseeing the practice of laboratory medicine and serving as medical director of the joint venture clinical lab co-owned by St. Elizabeth and TriHealth. Dr. Hart brought the state's first ever grant-sponsored See, Test, and Treat event to Northern Kentucky in 2023, providing cervical and breast cancer screening at no cost to uninsured at-risk women. Fernanda Rios Escobosa. Fernanda graduated from the University of Notre Dame with a Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience. While at Notre Dame, she studied abroad in Puebla, Mexico, where she shadowed physicians and fully immersed herself in the local culture. She volunteered in the pre-op and PACU departments at a South Bend hospital, occasionally serving as a Spanish translator. She also enjoys intramural volleyball and flag football and recently completed her first half marathon. Amber Robertson. Amber is a first-generation college graduate from Northern Kentucky University, where she earned a bachelor's degree in chemistry with a minor in biology. During her time at NKU, she was involved in organic chemistry research, served as a teaching assistant, and worked as a supplemental instructor for organic chemistry. Outside of academics, Amber enjoys spending her free time reading and hiking. Walker Smallwood. Walker is a graduate of the University of Kentucky, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology. Walker has volunteered with nonprofit MIB agents for the past 3 years, helping raise awareness for rare childhood cancers, and enjoys being outdoors in his free time. Gowrie Surendran. Gowrie is a graduate of the University of Texas at Dallas, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience. During her time at UT Dallas, she served as president of the Collegiate World Affairs Council, secretary of the Medical City Dallas Volunteers Club, and was both a member of the student leadership team and a 3-year mentor in the Freshman Mentor Program. She has also conducted research in a joint UT Southwestern lab focused on developing therapies to restore laryngeal function after nerve injury. In her free time, she loves baking, playing pickleball, and enjoying the company of the people who inspire her every day. Thank you, Dr. Hart. Coding the following students is Dr. Michael Fiedler. Dr. Fiedler earned his medical degree from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine and completed his training in both pediatrics and pediatric pulmonary medicine. He served as a faculty member at the University of Cincinnati for 16 years before transitioning to private practice, where he spent the next 24 years caring for patients in our community, namely my 6 children. After retiring from clinical practice, Dr. Fiedler joined the University of Kentucky College of Medicine as a voluntary faculty member. He now serves as a trusted faculty advisor and supports our campus in countless ways, many of which go far beyond formal titles. Nisha Suresh. Nisha earned a Bachelor of Science degree in biomedical engineering from the University of Illinois at Chicago and a Master of Science degree in medical physiology from the University of Cincinnati. Nisha led her undergraduate dance team in competing across the nation, worked as a caseworker for Hamilton County Children's Services after completing her master's, and helps run her family's Indian restaurant in Illinois. She could not have gotten here without the endless support from her family, friends, mentors, and professors. Brooke Van Vliet. Brooke is a graduate of Centre College, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in biochemistry and molecular biology. Brooke is a member of the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society, studied abroad at the University of Glasgow, and is a dual citizen raised in Alberta, Canada, with a passion for the outdoors. Jacob Vegso. Jacob earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from the University of Cincinnati. During his time at the University of Cincinnati, Jacob worked as a scribe in a pediatric emergency department in urgent care, taught as an organic chemistry lab TA, and conducted and presented electrochemistry research. He enjoyed playing club ice hockey and volunteering as a youth learn to skate instructor. Olivia Waits. Olivia graduated from Miami University with her Bachelor of Science degree in Kinesiology, Nutrition, and Health in December of 24. During her time at Miami, Olivia worked as a resident assistant, volunteered in a hospital, urgent care, and nursing home, and was involved in kinesiology labs and research. Olivia loves watching football and reading a good book in her free time. Since graduating, she has spent her time working as a server and spending time with family. Thank you, Dr. Fiedler. Coding the following students is Dr. Elena Oak, our Assistant Dean for Clinical Education and Site Director for the M3 OB-GYN Clerkship and M4 rotations. Dr. Oak graduated from the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine and then went on to complete her family medicine residency and obstetric fellowship at St. Elizabeth Healthcare in Edgewood, Kentucky. Dr. Oak has been teaching obstetrics for students, residents, and fellows for over 25 years. From a clinical perspective, Dr. Oak serves as the lead laborist physician at St. Elizabeth, where she has practiced for 30 years. Sarah Watts. Sarah is a graduate of the University of Cincinnati, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences. Sarah went on a study abroad trip to Italy, played club soccer at UC, and still plays for fun now, and has worked as an EMT server and bartender for the last 2.5 years. Hannah Wilmot. Hannah graduated from the University of Kentucky, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Human Health. In college, Hannah was a member of Pi Beta Phi, worked as an undergraduate teaching assistant, and participated in research for diabetes and metabolic treatments. After graduating, she worked as a medical assistant in a dermatology office. In her free time, Hannah enjoys reading, volunteering at the animal shelter, and traveling. Carson Woolhams. Carson is a graduate of the University of Kentucky, where he earned a Bachelor of Music in Music Education, specializing in choral music education, and a Bachelor of Science in Biology. During his time at UK, Carson served in 7 leadership roles across 3 choirs, most notably being the first undergraduate assistant conductor of the UK Men's Choir. In addition, Carson was a researcher in a music therapy laboratory and the principal investigator of a funded research study he designed through the College of Medicine, examining the barriers to HIV testing in Kentucky. Carson hopes to be a family medicine provider like his biggest inspiration and bestest friend, his mom, Carmen Woolhams. Lillian Zender. Lillian is a graduate of Center College, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and Molecular Biology with a minor in chemistry. Lillian conducted undergraduate research at both Cincinnati Children's Hospital through their summer undergraduate research fellowship and at Center College, where she was recently published in ACS Omega. She is both a member and student coach of the Center women's soccer team and also studied abroad in New Zealand. Thank you, Dr. Griffith. It is with great pride that I present to our UK College of Medicine faculty, staff, and community members, and friends and family gathered here today, the UK College of Medicine Northern Kentucky class of 2029. Please stand to be recognized. I want you to remain standing. And as you remain standing, I invite our House Presidents for the Northern Kentucky campus, Ashley Craig and Claire Dezan, to lead you in the UK College of Medicine Pledge of Professionalism, which was written by medical students and can be found inside of your program.
I do solemnly promise to uphold the following pledge as I enter my chosen profession: to conduct myself in an honest and courteous way as a socially responsible citizen of my class, our college, our community, our nation, and world. To develop and nurture habits of lifelong learning and maintain current knowledge and expertise. To do my utmost to foster the success of my colleagues and earn the respect of my peers, my faculty, and my patients. To relate to my peers, faculty, patients, and their families with truthfulness and respect. To choose my role models carefully and strive to become an inspirational role model for future generations. To hold sacred, privileged information from both patients and colleagues and honor their trust by preserving confidentiality. To accept inconveniences and endure unavoidable personal risk in order to further my education and meet the needs of my patients. To advocate for care regardless of ability to pay. To value the quality of life and to cherish the privilege of trust granted to me by patients and their families, and to always serve the best interests of our patients.
Thank you, Ashley and Claire. And congratulations once again to each of you. You guys can go ahead and have a seat. It is now my pleasure to welcome our last speaker today, one of our own graduates, Dr. Zoe Knox. I love hearing doctor in front of your name, Dr. Knox, who joins us as a representative of UK College of Medicine's Alumni Association. I really love to brag on Dr. Knox because she truly is one of my own. Dr. Knox earned her undergraduate degree from Northern Kentucky University and went on to excel as a medical student at our Northern Kentucky campus, where she graduated just this past May. During her time here, she served in a leadership role with our student-run free clinic, Compassionate Care Reaching You, reflecting her deep commitment to service and community. She was inducted into both Alpha Omega Alpha and the Gold Humanism Honor Society, two of the highest honors in medical education. She was also recognized with the Student Clinical Clerkship Award in Family Medicine and the Dr. Patrick Beer Award, given for exemplary dedication to the care of the underserved. After graduating from our campus this past spring, Dr. Knox began her family medicine residency at St. Elizabeth Healthcare, where she continues to lead with passion, purpose, and heart. Please join me in welcoming the amazing Dr. Zoe Knox.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zoe Knox, and I'm a 2025 graduate of this campus and currently a first-year family medicine resident at St. Elizabeth Healthcare. It's an incredible honor to return to the place that shaped so much of who I am today. Thank you to the University of Kentucky College of Medicine Northern Kentucky campus and to Dr. Danneman for inviting me to serve as your alumni speaker for such a momentous occasion. Just a few years ago, I was sitting right where you are now, filled with nerves, hope, and swimming in an oversized white coat. The week leading up to my white coat ceremony was a blur. Orientation had been a whirlwind, filled with information, introductions, icebreakers, and the daunting reality that medical school was officially beginning. The white coat ceremony was the final event before lectures kicked off that Monday, and it felt like the symbolic start of the most intense journey of my life. I was so excited because everything I had worked so hard for was finally coming together, but I was also incredibly anxious. Everyone warned me that medical school would feel like drinking from a fire hose, and even though I believed them, I don't think I truly understood what that meant until I was standing in that white coat, taking an oath, and trying to convince myself that I belonged. As a first-generation college student, I often felt a step behind. I compared myself to classmates who seemed to have it all figured out. I felt like I had a lot of catching up to do. And to top it off, I got a speeding ticket on my way home from the ceremony. A very on-brand way to start my medical school career, stressed and moving a little too fast. That moment, stressed, uncertain, and speeding through, set the tone for what would become 4 years full of challenges, growth, and learning. Did anyone else get a speeding ticket on their first week? Just me? Okay. Since receiving my white coat, I've learned countless lessons. Some from books, many from patients, and even more from moments of doubt and growth. One of the biggest lessons that I learned is that comparison is the thief of joy. In those early days, it was easy to look around and wonder if I measured up. But I've come to know that everyone learns differently and brings their own strengths to the table. Asking for help doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. Some of your greatest teachers will be your classmates and your patients. Learn from them. Let them learn from you. And no matter how loud imposter syndrome might get, try to remember you are here for a reason and you belong. There was a moment during my time at the student-led free clinic, CREW, when a patient needed a nebulizer treatment. I had never used one before, and the second I realized that, I felt a wave of panic rise in my chest. I remember my hands fumbling with the tubing, my brain suddenly blank. I didn't want to do it wrong. I didn't want to seem unprepared. But before I could even open my mouth to ask for help, the patient gently said, "Here, let me show you." They calmly walked me through it, how to attach the tubing, where the medication goes, how to make sure it's running right. They'd done it a dozen times before, maybe more. I felt a mix of gratitude and honestly, embarrassment. But the patient wasn't judging me. They weren't keeping score. They were just helping because they wanted to, because they trusted me, and because they knew we were both human. That moment stuck with me, not just because I felt unprepared, but because it changed how I saw my role. Being a physician isn't about always knowing the answer. It's about being present, listening, staying open to learning from peers, from mentors, and yes, even from patients. That experience stripped away my need to perform and replaced it with something deeper, the kind of quiet courage that comes from humility, connection, and simply showing up. I also came to deeply value mentorship. Whether you're being mentored or mentoring someone else, those relationships can be lifelines, offering perspective, support, and a reminder that you're not alone. Medical school is hard, but community makes it manageable. I was lucky to have mentors who believed in me, challenged me, and helped me grow. One of those mentors was Dr. Daneman, whose support and guidance had a lasting impact on me, not only as a student, but as a person too. You are incredibly lucky to have her leadership and presence on this campus. I encourage you to seek out mentors who uplift and inspire you, and to be that person for somebody else when the time comes. Say yes to opportunities that excite you, even if they scare you a little. Every new experience is a chance to learn, grow, and contribute to this incredible profession. Some of my most meaningful growth came when I said yes to the things that scared me, like joining the leadership team at our CREW clinic. It pushed me out of my comfort zone and taught me about service, collaboration, and leading with purpose. Those experiences reminded me that learning doesn't just happen in classrooms, it happens when you show up, nervous but willing, and let your values guide you. Moments like that help me connect with my purpose, grow alongside others, and realize how essential support and community truly are. So, what would I want to tell the version of myself sitting here in that oversized coat? And what do I want to leave with all of you today? To the incoming class of 2029, it's okay if you don't know everything right now. You're not supposed to. What matters is that you stay curious, ask questions, and care deeply about your patients, your peers, and yourself. Lean on each other. Medical school isn't meant to be done alone, and the friendships and support systems that you build here will carry you through the toughest days. I encourage you to get involved, whether that's through service, research, interest groups, or mentorship. Immersing yourself in this communities is one of the best ways to stay connected to your why and to build the kind of support that sustains you when the path gets hard. Most importantly, be proud of how far you've already come. Earning your seat here took immense determination, lots of hard work, and this coat is not just a symbol, it's a responsibility. It represents professionalism, humility, and the incredible privilege of caring for others. Wear it with intention, wear it with pride, and never forget the heart that brought you here. Again, medical school is not about knowing all the answers. It's about learning how to ask better questions. It's about finding meaning in the chaos, connection in the challenge, and purpose in the privilege of caring for others. Some days you'll feel behind. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Most days you'll be somewhere in between, and that's okay. There will be days when you question your place here. When that happens, I hope you'll pause, look down at this coat, and remember, it's not a costume, it's a commitment, and you've earned it. You belong here. You always have. Congratulations, class of 2029. I'm so excited to call you my future colleagues, and I can't wait to work alongside you one day.
Thank you, Dr. Knox. So, as we bring this meaningful ceremony to a close, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude for each of you, our faculty, staff, family members, friends, and community, for joining us in celebration of the UK College of Medicine Northern Kentucky Campus Class of 2029. Your presence today honors not only the students, but the collective hope, commitment, and compassion that defines the journey ahead. To our students, may your white coat remind you daily of the privilege it is to serve, the responsibility it carries, and the community that stands behind you. May your journey be as beautiful as the calling itself. I would be remiss if I didn't take just a very brief moment to acknowledge my amazing staff who handled every single detail today. And a very special shout out to Josie Robinson, who is my student affairs coordinator, who handled this with meticulous detail. Thank you so much to my amazing staff. To our guests, following a brief group photo, our students will return to join you in the reception area, which will take place just outside this room in the lobby. So please help yourself to refreshments and some light bites, and I promise I'll send them back to you as soon as I get their photo. So with that, this is the conclusion of our white coat ceremony for the class of 2029. Thank you again for your support, for your encouragement, and the belief in the future of medicine. Thank you so much.